So today is Thursday, and right now I'm editing, but really want to get some information. I've had a lot of you guys start asking questions about what I'm doing with my marketing. I am back full time, trying to make it as a wedding photographer. Because of that, there's a lot of pressure on me. I don't have a huge amount of savings. I need to get clients fast. I'm gonna start talking about what I'm doing to do that, what the things I'm learning, the resources I found. I'm having a lot of success with Pinterest right now and website SEO. We're going to work on implementing a YouTube channel. It's time for a break, so I might get ready and head to the App Store. All right, just picked up this Joby Gorilla Pod stand rig. Look at this. So I am home, got my editing, got my consultation calls in, and wanted to finish making this video today. Just talking about why I really believe in Pinterest and why that is going to be taking up a lot of my energy and effort in the coming month, opposed to Instagram or even Facebook. So let's share some information I found about Pinterest. So someone asked, is it still a platform full of middle-aged moms? And that's definitely the vibe Pinterest has. Instagram is a lot cooler, but really I think Instagram is more about you trying to build an ego than it is about you trying to build a brand. I'm going to share why here in a second. But, so for Pinterest, 80% of users currently are female, and they are over the age of 40. So yes, but 40% of new accounts being created each day are males coming in. And as far as active users, most of them are under the age of 40, over 50%. In fact, most millennials will say that they use Pinterest as much as Instagram. And I know that sounds crazy, but if you think about also the traffic that Pinterest gets, it's over 30% of all social media platforms, which is huge for an app that moms use, you know? What's also really interesting to me, I found, was that almost 80% of Instagram users are located outside the United States, where Pinterest it is closer to 60% of users are in the United States. So what's interesting to me, most of all, and why I'm focusing on Pinterest, is the fact that Pinterest isn't a social media site. It is a search engine, and it's a really powerful search engine. The other thing that's interesting about Pinterest is that it's reported 93% of Pinterest users have made plans to purchase something outside of the internet. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they clicked on a pin and bought something from it, but seeing a pin on Pinterest led them to purchase an item. So if you're selling an item, if you're selling services, having this pin boards out there could potentially be drawing in those clients and get your brand out there in a real way, because people are shopping on Pinterest. In fact, 50% of users have made a purchase because of a promoted pin. So let's say you found some really great shoes, or maybe you found an awesome lodge or Airbnb or whatever that is because of a promoted pin. 50% of users are saying they did. Someone else asked what kinds of boards to have and what's the best way to name them. So that's a good question. Really, like with anything, you need to be figuring out who your target market is. For me, I'm trying to build my wedding photography business out, and specifically, I want to do more elopements. So how I name my boards will reflect that. Now let me start recording on my screen so you kind of see how I'm viewing things, and hopefully we'll go from there and it'll make a little bit more sense. Okay, so you kind of see real quick, this is kind of my website. This is what I'm trying to promote. I'm all about kind of these elopements, getting out of state especially. So that's kind of where I'm going for. So if we look at my Pinterest board, so here's my Pinterest board. One, I'm putting in my name, traveling wedding photographer. Why? Because if someone's searching on Pinterest for any kind of thing about wedding photographer or traveling wedding, destination wedding, elopement, there's a higher chance they're going to find me. One, because if you look at My bio also says it. And then also if you look at my boards, there we go. So the way I set up boards is focusing on two things. One, I want boards that target my market, but also show my personality, so there's a little bit of connection there. So yes, a lot of these are weddings. If you look, I also have this cocktail section because I like to make cocktails. I have a Scandinavian designer inspiration board because I really like looking at architecture and interior designs of that area. And this is a board that really got me a lot. Most of these monthly viewers are because of this one board, and that's what really alerted me to the power of Pinterest. So this is a board I made for fun, just for me. And the title is simple, Design Inspiration. But if you think about the word inspiration, that's going to be in a lot of searches on Pinterest. You know, either it is bathroom inspiration, remodeling inspiration, hair inspiration, like that's always going to come up. So this terminology right here, mixture of logo, branding, design, illustrations, and illustrations. This gets me a ton of, this brings in a lot of traffic. And in fact, I'll show you here in a second, you can see exactly how much traffic is bringing in. So when I made my boards and named them, like I said, my target market is traveling weddings. So I made one, adventurous elopement goals, okay? Because, I mean, that's a pretty common phrase you'll find on a lot of pin boards around here, especially in this area. And as you can see, it's fairly cohesive. And I'm really wanting to promote this board especially because, oh, there's some photos I took in there. I really spent a lot of time building the board and I'm slowly adding photos in. And as I've done that, I've already gotten a huge amount of views. And it's really already paying off as far as getting web traffic to my own website. I have travel goals because I want to travel with this. I have bridesmaid style inspiration because I know that's kind of a board that might not be as common. Most people wouldn't think of it, but I think would draw in more brides to follow me. So as you scroll through here, you got different color palettes and dresses and some different posing. And because I'm a guide photographer, of course, I had to have the groomsmen style inspiration, which is a similar thing, just different like boutonnieres, different tuxes, different coloring. And what I'm really hoping to do is, once again, get those ideal people in. So that kind of loosely covers, okay, you want to be looking out for keywording, you want to have cohesive boards, and you want it to promote, you want it to target your ideal client. So there's this app called Tailwind, and I am obsessed with it. The creators of it are actually based out of Oklahoma City, so that's always great. But it is a planning platform for Pinterest or Instagram or Facebook. Now, a lot of you have used like an app like Pinoy or later to design your Instagram feed. This goes beyond that. You can schedule your posts, but also gives you a ton of valuable insight. So this is my Pinterest scheduler right now. As you can see, I have drafts here, and I can go through and save them. They give you a Safari or a Chrome extension to do this, and I'll show you in a second. And what you can do is, once you save these images to your draft folder, is you just type in your board name, where you want to save it to, change out your page description so that way it is a little bit more descriptive. Right now, these are just keywording for Google image search engines, but really you want to do like something that would seem more real and conversational when someone's scrolling through your pin board. So I loved taking this recent trip with Easton to southern Utah. Zion was incredible, had so much fun photographing it, something like that. And I want to do that later. But then all you have to do is add to Queen. All of a sudden, it's going to post for you, and it already tells you your optimized post times. So these are just slots. All you have to do is fill this out, add them, it'll do the rest for you. I've really been taking on updating my website. For about 3 months, it was completely down. I revamped it. I put the keywording into all the pages and all my images. I've been blogging consistently, which has been a huge help, and I want to talk about that some other time. But I've been really setting it up to land on and connect with people. So if you look at this, okay, so this month already, I've had 600 unique visitors to my website. This tells me how they're looking at it. So most of them are on their mobile phone. So whenever I'm designing my website, I need to make sure it's mobile friendly. But look at the sources. So I am pretty active with my Facebook page. I could do a lot better. So that accounts for almost half of my social network traffic, right? Pinterest is already accounting for 20%. That's more than direct visitors. That's definitely more than Instagram. That's from any other source that could come my way. So that's why I'm spending so much energy right now trying to get my pins together, pin the blogs I have, and then just really connect those pins to my website. You can connect when you click on a pin where you go, because if you click on a pin, usually it takes you to the blog it was posted on, or maybe the Instagram post someone shared it from. You could have that direct to your website, which is super valuable. So in my next video, I want to talk definitely more about keywording, how to find those keywords, how to think about that when you're blogging and naming images and putting the SEO data into your website pages, and especially for Pinterest when you're naming your boards, when you're naming your pins. So that's a lot of information. For now, I just want to talk about why Pinterest is useful, why you need to be focusing on it, and really how to do it well. Because you could do a lot of things, but you need to be doing it with a strategy and a goal. And so I really do think Tailwind is the best app out there for it. I'm gonna put a link on my website. If you give me your email, I will send you 1 month of Tailwind for free to try out. Full premium access, so you can set that pin board, and you can kind of check that out, see what kind of results you get, how quickly you could grow your followers. I literally doubled my engagement in a week. I'm hoping to do that some more once I get these other boards rolling. So yeah, on my website, I'll have a link to that in the bio as well. And you can get 1 month free of Tailwind. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it had some good information. Hopefully as these checks come in, I'll get some better equipment and these videos will get a lot higher quality. Right now I just wanted to share this really useful information I think will benefit you and your business and what you're trying to accomplish. So yeah, tune in next time and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel.